Hey everyone, it's another Metroid playthrough on the internet. The 50 millionth one. Okay, my name is WhiteHawke and I actually want to do a retrospective of sorts, pseudo let's play of the entire Metroid series. The only exception I probably won't play are the new game that's coming out very soon, Metroid Return Samus and Metroid Federation Force. No, seriously, Federation Force. Because I don't really know how to record those games. There was a message there. That's the entire story of this game. It's an NES game. Don't judge it. Like, seriously. Personally, I think this game is a little underwhelming now because it hasn't aged well. Voice crack. But it's still tolerable and I still enjoy playing it. As I enjoy playing all of the Metroid games. Yes, even Federation Force. Yes, even Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Yes, even Metroid Fusion. However, I do hate Sakamoto and what he stands for. I am on your side, do not worry. Okay, I guess I already brought him out of the bag. I guess I should talk about him. Sakamoto. I believe he's the sprite designer for this game. Because Gunpei Yokoi, who was in charge of his little group at the time, because it was all a bunch of little groups creating these games back then. Only took like 5 people, perhaps even less, to create one. So, Gunpei Yokoi once approached Sakamoto and told him, hey, you're good at making pixel art, why don't you help us make a game? I don't know specifically if he was only designing the sprites or if he was actually directing the game, but Sakamoto was part of the people working on this game and he probably likes to gloat about it. I mean, when he was making Metroid Other M, he wanted to get people to be reminiscent about this game specifically, not Super Metroid, strangely enough. He also thinks that all Metroid games should play like this one, where it's just jump and shoot controls. So a control pad, 2 buttons, start, and select, at most. That's seriously what he wants it to be, at least at the time of the Metroid Other M interviews, because there were several. Yes, it is quite crazy, because Super Metroid, which is considered the masterpiece of the series, if not Super Metroid and Metroid Prime, depends on your tastes. Then it's weird that he doesn't use Super Metroid to tug at the nostalgia of Metroid fans. You know, I guess he kind of did in Metroid Other M, you know, with the beginning scene, but most people were not amused anyway. When you're at this shaft, where I am right now, you want to go down here because you need missiles to open red doors, which I have not shown yet because I am in a rush. I expect this playthrough to last 50 minutes, maybe a little less. I'm not going to show all the secrets and I'll get all the power-ups. I'll probably get the Virus Suit, the Ice Beam, Long Beam. Yes, I'm going to get the Long Beam. And probably enough energy tanks to tank Mother Brain, because goodness knows it's hard to control in this game. See, if you're one of the people who never played the original Metroid and only played the later Metroid games, you probably are wondering why I'm not crouching or shooting in different directions while in midair. It's because you can't do that. If you jump, or like this, which is a somersault, you cannot aim up, so forget about it. But if you aim up and then jump, then you can aim up, but then you can't shoot forward. If you think you can crouch, guess what? You press down once, you immediately go into Morph Ball. So you can't crouch in this game. Too bad, huh? All those, I think they're called Zepatites? I can't remember their names. They're quite an iconic creature, though. All those creatures walking around the ground, the only way you can actually damage them is to wait for them to come into your view like this. Or you can use bombs. You want them? We're going to get bombs right now, by the way. Actually, the game designers thought we would go to defeat Kraid first, but I'm gonna defeat Ridley first. He's much easier in this game. He's also unimpressive and doesn't really look like a dragon. His sprite is kind of messed up. And the person who was supposed to translate the sprites into what they looked like in the manual, he thought, or she thought, it could be a girl, that Ridley looked like some kind of weird space dragon alien. Not at all like a dragon, for sure. The way Ridley was drawn was not at all like what you'd expect for a dragon to look like. I'm taking a lot of damage right now. That's not good. This is because these enemies are really, really annoying. Also, when you're in a transition like this, going through the doors, guess what? These enemies right here, if they come in the door with you, they will damage you. Twice, at least. Probably 3 times because of how long the scene is. Transition is, rather. So, be careful if you're running away from these enemies. Also, all of that lag. The good news is that when you defeat these enemies, they tend to drop healths that are worth 20 energy instead of 5. So you recover your energy decently quickly. That was an energy tank back there. Very important. Restores all of your health and adds an extra 99 health to it. But when you get a game over, you only start at 30 health. One of the major reasons was why probably some people don't like this game. So once you get an energy tank, you never get another chance to restore your health to full using that energy tank specifically. So that's bad. However, the good news is that there's more than 6 energy tanks, or there are 6 energy tanks that are all over the place, which means you got several chances to restore all your health to full. Unfortunately, these energy tanks are decently well hidden. Some are in plain view, some not so much. One is in a really weird location, and we're going to abuse that we're going to abuse that a lot, because it's quite important for us to easily cheese a particular boss that is not respected as much as he should be, which is disappointing. Anyway, the bombs are right over here. Select to use missiles. You need 5 to open these red doors, and this is what happens when you let enemies come in with you through a door transition. They damage you twice, probably 3 times. You can use bombs to defeat them now. That's good. Also, there's nothing over here. Sometimes there will be something over there, though. Now we need to get 5 missiles again, because we need those missiles to open more red doors. All of the red doors guard secrets that are very important. They're Chozo statues. Now, the thing is that Chozo is a name for bird alien or bird or something in Japanese. It was translated as Chorizo in Super Metroid for like the Chozo bosses. But people went with it and used that name anyway because it's catchy, I guess. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Chorizo or Chozo is just supposed to be bird species or something in Japanese, so not that creative a name if that's the case. Otherwise, it's a cool, unique name, I suppose. Also, Metroid is like, it's a combination of the word Metro and Meteoroid? No, not Meteoroid. Hemorrhoid. No, not that either. Definitely Metro. I remember an interview mentioning that Metro was one of the words that was used to create the word Metroid. Metroid is the creature that you're supposed to defeat here. Ironically enough, in the original Metroid, the one we're playing right now, we don't actually have to defeat any Metroids. We only have to defeat Mother Brain. The mechanical life vein, as she is called. There was a manga, a Metroid manga, that actually gave a lot of backstory to Mother Brain. She was apparently a good creature before. She was actually a creation of the Chozo. And she went crazy. She went Coronata, whatever. The Halo girl. She went evil. Because she thought all life didn't deserve to live, or Chozo are the ultimate life form. I have no idea. I don't remember the manga all that well. It wasn't very good. Even though some people, like Sakamoto in fact, use it as like proof as to why Samus should fear Ridley, because PTSD about him killing their parents. For those wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm farming for freaking missiles. These enemies don't drop them all that often, unfortunately. God damn it, give me a missile. I think it's more likely if you don't get damaged, but I don't agree. It just happens. Come on. That's not a missile. That's not a missile either. I'm at full health. God damn it. Okay, I'll move to the next room anyway. I need at least 5 missiles for the long beam. Yes, there's a beam that extends the range of your puny shots. And I also need one for the secret under here. Ah, we need more missiles right here. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. I wanted to get the missiles first. Well, maybe these enemies will drop some. Please drop missiles. God damn it. Well, we're down here now. There's a secret over here. It's called the Ice Beam. I think it's the Ice Beam. If it's the Wave Beam, that's good too, but we'll have it replaced eventually. Those enemies over there are annoying because they never drop anything and they're small and tiny and they're hard to shoot at. That's a missile. I need just one more power up, please. Come on down. Annoying creatures. Give me missiles. Damn it. That's the last enemy. Well, it's a short corridor at least. And the enemies respawn real quickly. That's not missiles. There we go. We'll eventually get more missiles, therefore we'll not have to worry about recharging our missiles as often, don't worry. No, the enemy's coming with me. God damn it. Got damaged twice. It's shown right there. Anyway, that's the Ice Beam. The Ice Beam is good. The Ice Beam is the only thing that can defeat Metroids. Well, help you defeat Metroids. So, even though there's something called a Wave Beam that you can also get, it replaces this. The Ice Beam. So if you get the Wave Beam, if you want to defeat Metroids, you'll have to get another Ice Beam. And guess what? If you go back into that room, you'll be able to get another Ice Beam. Because that power-up respawns, unlike the other ones. Now, the Ice Beam, there's some kind of troll with it. It feels as if it takes twice as many shots to defeat some enemies. That is partially true. Because the Ice Beam has this fun quirk about freezing enemies first and turning them into platforms. Which is very useful for some places. Like, these enemies up here are invincible, which is why I never really bothered shooting them, but now I can shoot them and they can turn into platforms. That's cool. Wow, I just made a pun because it's cool, because they're frozen. Anyway, fake lava. We need to go back up there. This is a tough jump, unfortunately. Like, you see me doing this, can't reach, so what I have to do is this. And I still didn't reach. So I have to do this. I have to wait for this to come back, and then I can jump on it. Lame. I am positive a lot of people got stuck down there wondering, how the hell do I get out? The good news is that you can just reset, and the game will still remember you having the Ice Beam. You'll just have to start back with 30 health, but you'll still have the Ice Beam, which is what you went down there for. By the way, you can also go down here. Don't. It's a trap. There's nothing down here except maybe some missiles. No, actually, no missiles. I think there's only missiles in the Zero Mission version of this game, which is different, but like, there's a lot of recognizable corridors in Zero Mission. Enemies eventually unthaw. I defeat that enemy that way because if I had tried to unfreeze them, he would have just crashed into me. And that's annoying. Oh, by the way, word of advice, even if you've got like energy tanks left and you're losing a lot of health, don't say stuff like, oh, well, I've got a lot of energy tanks left. That's fine. I'm not gonna die anytime soon. Because sooner or later, you'll find yourself short 3 energy tanks, and it takes a long time to get that back up to all energy tanks full, unless you know where the remaining energy tanks are. If you've used all the energy tanks, period, well, it's gonna take a while for you to refill all of those energy tanks now, won't it? A lot of grinding. Which is what I'm doing right now, in case you're wondering. I want more missiles! God damn it. Why did... The drop rate is so bad right now. Like, Jesus Christ. Now I'm going up here because I'm not sure of myself. I actually want to get the Varisuit, which is just a slight recolor in this game, because it'll help me survive a lot, like seriously. However, I don't know if I actually need the long jump or high jump to actually get to the Varisuit in this game. You definitely don't need it in Zero Mission. There's always this trick though. It's a pseudo high jump. I guess you could call it a bomb jump. Although the bomb jump in this game is definitely different than the one in other games, that's for sure. In other games, you keep jumping but only staying in morph ball form. In this game, the most familiar way to do that jump is by continuously, not continuously, but just unmorph balling and then, stupid thing. There are enemies there. And then jumping as soon as the bomb propels you upward, you know? I guess I'll go down here. God, so many enemies. Anyway, yeah, I was supposed to go from up there. But I can do this. Yep. Good thing, too. Because otherwise you get stuck in lava. And lava drains your health. Lava does not care for your invincibility frames. There's one spot in the game where you can get stuck in lava and never escape, even if you had a high jump. That is a lame spot. I got stuck in that place once. What misery. So this is the spot right here where we need to go. Keep messing up. Come on. There we go. This is where we need to go. And right up there is where we need to go. And the game clearly wants us to have the high jump for this. But I don't think I can reach it. Not even with this. It's also very glitchy. I wonder if it's possible to do real bomb jumps in this game. I think it is, actually. I think I can reach that place. Let's try it. This will be a first for me doing this. But I want to see if I can do it. Yes, I can! I can definitely reach it. Okay. It's gonna take some time for me to do this, so bear with me. But I want to get the various suit right now. In Zero Mission, I always get it right now. Right away. Because it's so cool to be able to get such a good suit right at the beginning. Now, isn't it? Come on, I can do this again. I need to place a bomb in midair. And I need to be in the air to make it work. It's very glitchy. This was clearly not intentional. Like, the way bombs work in this game is that it's cool that you can do this, but it's not... It wasn't an intentional thing. It was mostly to protect you from Metroids, I feel. It's hard to make the jump after the second bomb. It's very... The timing is really tight. When I wasn't able to get it. Oh, almost had it. Almost had it. I wish I could open the door right now, but even if I do that, it's just gonna close right away afterwards. Come on, I'll get it eventually. It took, like, I remember when I was doing Zero Mission, this took me a lot of practice. You know what? Let's fast forward until I succeed. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Now I just need one more missile and I can get the various suit right away. That took quite long though. So sorry for disappointing some people. It took me like at least 10 minutes, I feel. Well, maybe just 5, but details. Give me a missile, please. That's not a missile. God damn it. Good thing there's so many enemies here. Yes, missiles. Okay, various suit get. Now, it's like, the reason why I was worried about time is because we're on a time limit. If we want to get the best ending, we need to finish the game in less than 2 hours. But of course, the best ending is... it's kind of just cheesy. And it brings me to me ranting about Sakamoto once again. So, y'all know how Samus is a woman, right? And it's all because of this game, right? Well, here's the thing. I think it was just kind of a joke. Samus being a woman. Or pure fan service for Sakamoto and a bunch of other old Japanese men that are really perverted. And young Japanese men too, of course. Maybe some girls. But what I'm trying to insinuate here is that it was a thing in Japan to have a pinup girl at the end congratulating you that you did good, you beat the game. Very well too. Good job, congratulations. The problem I have with this is that I think for this game, decide to do the same thing. Pin up girl at the end, congratulating you for good job, great mission, stuff like that. But Sakamoto and his crew, or maybe just Sakamoto, who knows, they decide to do the insane cool plot twist of having that pinup girl also be the player character. Now, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is fact. However, it feels that that's what happened to me. It feels like Sakamoto had that idea, that this was ingenious. And maybe it was at the time. Maybe it was, in fact, really progressive at the time. In fact, accidentally, not intentionally, for sure. But ultimately, it was not a good thing, I feel. Not Samus being a woman, that's a good thing. it definitely was progressive or something. But Sakamoto deciding that, oh, how about we make Samus a woman? That was not a good thing because ultimately it means that he never cared for Samus as a character, which he actually admitted in a Metroid Other M interview, which there are a lot of. Unfortunately, I can't provide a link to that interview because I think it was Spanish and it could have been a joke all along. Who knows? By the way, yes, that is the only place you can get the Varisuit up there, and no, you're not really expected to find that. But it's excessively usable because it cuts damage in half and will allow me to survive and tank a lot of hits. Like, seriously. It does not protect you from lava, however. That's the thing that was added in later games because you gotta make those power-ups useful, right? Anyway, Samus being a woman, yeah, I feel... It's my personal opinion, but I feel it was made as a joke or for fan service reasons or self-service reasons because it was the developers. Because, oh, hot pixel titties. Yeah, let's add this at the end. Okay, now I'm gonna get the long shot and then we're going to the North Fair and then lower North Fair and then back to Kraid. That's the mission for this. That's the plan for this mission, not the mission for this plan. Okay, yeah, Sakamoto's a pervert, and later on, when he made Super Metroid, he was not involved in the original Metroid 2. The only thing he saw was the ending, which had a profound effect on him, for better or for worse. But in Super Metroid, a lot of people, well, when they defend him, they'll say, hey, Sakamoto, he made Super Metroid. Don't complain at what he did with Metroid Other M. Please. Respect what he did with this game that was made a long time ago. Some people say that he pulled a George Lucas, you know? Because he stopped understanding what people liked about his games, with George Lucas being that he stopped understanding what people liked about his movies. I don't agree. I think he was always dumb that way. Because one of the things in a Super Metroid interview back in 1996 or 4 or 5, I'm not sure, is that he stated that he knows where Samus's beauty mark is. Before it was like a canon thing that was introduced in Other M, you know? Why would you even list that as one of the things you're so good about? Because it was an interview with multiple people who worked on Super Metroid. The other people had stuff like, oh, I designed the map, I'm the best at this. Sakamoto decided to have his best thing be, I know where Samus's beauty mark is. That's stupid and creepy. Like, seriously, what the... what the hell? And that's not a joke. I'm pretty sure I could find that interview again if I really wanted to. Like, the only thing against it is that it had to be translated because it was Japanese only. But, you know, that's so dumb. Why would you list that? It's like Miyamoto listing, oh, I know where Link's beauty mark is. Who the hell cares? It's a freaking game where you go pew pew pew. Even Sakamoto said that himself. He said that Metroid should only be a game where you use a control pad, so 4 directions, and 2 buttons, like B and A, you know, like the old NES controller scheme, even though it was start and select too. And that's why Metroid Other M was screwed over with only having the Wiimote as a playable controller. My god, I'm complaining about Metroid Other M already, and I'm only at the first game in the series. Gosh! That's so terrible. But, you know, every time I bring up Sakamoto, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to bring him up a lot, a lot of people's frustrations will be unleashed upon him. But, you know, Metroid Samus's Returns is coming out soon, and I'm hyped for that game, and Sakamoto is working on that game. So, I don't completely hate him. I can still tolerate his nonsense a bit, provided he only works on story from now on and doesn't indulge in stupid freaking fanfics like Other M was. Like, seriously. He decided to retcon Metroid Prime, and he did retcon it. Like, some people say that he just ignored it. He didn't mean to, like, retcon it. I disagree. I think he had some beef against Metroid Prime 3 specifically, but really he didn't care for the entire Metroid Prime series because he didn't work on them. He did actually supervise them to some extent, but they weren't his creations. They were like another guy's creations. I can't remember his name. I think it's Yamochi, something like that. Whatever. Maybe I'll list his name on the video screen right now so you can all know who is the true savior of the franchise with details. But the problem is that that same person, I believe, made Metroid Prime Federation 4, so now people hate him too, so to an extent. But he has he announced Metroid Prime 4, so all of it is forgiven, right? Some people say that Metroid Prime 4 is not going to be that good because it's not being made by Retro Studios. The problem is that those people don't seem to realize that Retro Studios, it's a bunch of people, and most of those people left after Metroid Prime 3. So even if it was being made by Retro Studios, it won't be the same people that worked on the first 3 Metroid Prime. So what doesn't matter that it's being worked on another group. We have to take risks. When Retro Studios was first working on the first Metroid Prime, they had literally negative resume. They hadn't worked on a single game. And despite that, Metroid Prime ended up as the way it is, and people consider it to be a masterpiece. Some people consider it to be better than Super Metroid, and that's heresy for people who like Super Metroid. Because some people, they feel Metroid should have always stayed 2D forever. Which is why when Metroid Other M was announced, they were like, okay, now we're gonna get a true transition for 3D for Metroid, because Metroid Prime, it should never have gone first person. That was wrong and stupid, and totally not something that Miyamoto recommended to Retro Studios, because they actually intended for the game to be in third person, not first person. Because like if you play Metroid Prime, when you go into Morph Ball, it becomes third person, right? That's the view that Retro Studios wanted for the whole game, third person. But Miyamoto actually did suggest himself that the game be made in first person to keep the focus on the others, because it's better to know where you are, you know, which is actually kind of weird, but Miyamoto was involved in that decision, and it was a good decision if you ask me, especially because according to some Retro Studios employees, the games they were working on before that, oh my god, I'm stuck on that stupid thing. The games they were working on before Metroid Prime, which never saw the light of day, they don't have good things to say about them. They don't. They really, really don't. So, I'm inclined to believe them. Is this another ice beam? God damn it, it is. Okay, that was a waste. If you need another place where you can get the ice beam, this is the other place. Also, there's a secret over here. I don't even know why I'm going over here. It's all optional, but in Zero Mission, you're kind of goaded to go through here, so here I am. I do want to get the screw attack at least. Screw attack is cool. Like, there was an entire group named after that, screw attack. Also, shafts like these, get used to them. There's one that's quite infamous. If you screw up the jump, unfortunately, you fall all the way down here. Like, ostensibly, what you're supposed to do is this. Just do something like this and wait for the blocks to respawn so you can stand on them again. But it's not always gonna work, because sometimes you get pushed back by the blocks. Not sure how to explain it. Sometimes when you're in a door transition, the enemies will be right in front of your face and you will get hit no matter what. That's fun. Don't feel too shy about using missiles to defeat enemies. They're really strong. Anyway, back to games besides this one, because I don't have much to talk about it. Metroid Prime 4. It's supposed to come out in 2018. That's... I'm kind of hoping it won't be rushed. I have my doubts that it will come out in 2018. I'm pretty sure they only said that to hype people up. Like say, oh, y'all think it's going to take several years? Well, guess what? It's coming out next year. TBD. To be announced. To be dated or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's going to come out in 2019 minimum. 2020 is what I expect. But you know, I'm pretty sure Nintendo will put a lot of care into it. To be fair though, it does suffer from sequelitis, Metroid Prime 4, because yes, there was something at the end of Metroid Prime 3, Salix, following Samus. I'm pretty sure they're gonna follow up on that, because if you played to the end of Metroid Prime Federation Force, they actually had a cutscene about that where he hatched a Metroid egg. But I feel it didn't really need to be followed up, because if it was just a shout out to Metroid Prime Hunters, if you ask me. That's what all it was. Anyway, you got to go through here, because if you went all the way up there where I was, the only way to continue is by finding that secret. And once you find that secret, you sort of realize that those things, they're everywhere, and you want to abuse that. You seriously do. Unfortunately, I want to go back up here because I want to screw attack, and I'm pretty sure you have to go through here all the way to the other side to get that power up. If not that, then at least a long jump. Not sure if the long jump is here, actually. Maybe it is. Huh. Okay, long jump, I think. Yeah, cool. My god, I keep calling it long jump, but it's not a long leap. It's a high jump. Ironically enough, the sprite for it is boots with wings. That really shows this game's age. Back then, they weren't really into the whole lore of the Metroid series. Because Sakamoto was definitely never into the lore of the Metroid series. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, or maybe I didn't, but Sakamoto specifically stated that he never cared for Samus as a character. She was always just a player character who had some cheesecake at the end if you played well. That's all she was. That's also what makes Metroid Other M so infuriating. Because Sakamoto decided, oh, Samus does have a character, and here, I'm going to explain what it is. And instead of actually showing Samus's character, he indulged in showing Adam being awesome at everything and Samus looking up to him. Like a... I don't even want to say it. Just... Metroid Other M sucks. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. That's all... Like, if you summarize, rather, what I'm saying about Other M, I'm basically just saying it sucks. And Sakamoto sucks with it and stuff. How do you get up there again? Because that up there is where the freaking screw attack is. Okay, it's right here. Because all the shortcuts are the same. But in Zero Mission, it was changed to the left side. Because they didn't have to continue reusing the same gimmicks for every room. But this was necessary for this game because of how they had to conserve memory. Because there wasn't a lot. Like, some of the pictures you've downloaded, yes, those pictures too. They probably take more space than this game does, you know? Anyway, this is the screw attack. One of the coolest weapons in this, well, things in the series. I don't even know what to call it. It's not an accessory. It's something you equip. Anyway, it's one of the coolest things because it kills enemies instantly. Well, most enemies instantly when you jump. And you jump a lot while playing this game. So very, very cool. But not necessary to make a great game. Metroid Prime is considered one of the best games in the series, if not the best game in the series. And it does not have the screw attack. And when the screw attack was introduced later in Metroid Prime 2 and then Corruption, it was a little underwhelming, to say the least. Especially compared to the one in these games. However, if you know where to use it, the screw attack is useful in Metroid Prime 2 and 3. Like in Metroid Prime 3, you can use it against Gandrada to defeat her really, really quickly. I'm pretty sure it's unintentional that you can use it to defeat her really quickly, but it is there, you know? Metroid Prime 2, I think, well, for one, it's res bits. You can defeat those real quickly with it, which is always fun because res bits are cool. Also, I believe there's a boss you can use it on, even though you get it right at the end. I think it only if you sequence break, you can use it that way, though. Like, y'all know the Boost Guardian, the super tough boss of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes? He was weak against the Power Bomb. But of course, you don't get the Power Bomb until much later. Well, if you can sequence break in Metroid Prime 2, you can get it really early. Or rather, I think you never lose it. Because you have quite a few things in Metroid Prime 2 that if you're good at sequence breaking, you can actually keep. And if you decide to be stupid and go back into the room where Dark Samus steals all your power-ups, you'll lose them all again, and then the game will be unwinnable. However, while Metroid Prime 1 is really well liked for being sequence breakable, even the later versions where they try to prevent some of the easier sequence breaks, like the early space jump, even though it's still possible, casual players can easily do those sequence breaks. Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3, even though those have sequence breaks, they're not as well known and they're much harder to perform. It's like task levels of perfections. Task level of inputs that you have to do to sequence break. And it takes long too, and it's boring, and it involves glitching through walls and all that kind of stuff. So ultimately, people don't really want to sequence break on that, and I'm already at the bottom, so let's go over here. I think I'm at the bottom. I'm gonna make sure. Okay, we're at the bottom. Because we need to be at the bottom to continue to lower no fare. Also, bubbles! Bubbles are cool. Ow. There are only 2 mid-bosses in this game and 1 final boss. The 2 mid-bosses are Ridley and Kraid. We're gonna fight Ridley first because he's a chump in this game. And then we're gonna fight Kraid, who is actually really, really tough. Like, you want energy tanks to beat him. You really, really do. Actually, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. I need at least 3, I think. Maybe 2 will be enough. The thing about Kraid is that he's got an energy tank in his room, which is kind of like a dev shortcut like you do in Mario Maker, but, you know, details. We'll be using that energy tank to beat Kraid. Because he hurts a lot. He hurts a lot. Anyway, go to lower no fare. This is pretty creepy music. Not the best one, though. The best music is definitely Kraid's. If you want to fight Kraid, you go over here. If you want an energy tank, I believe you go over here. I don't need the energy tank right now, but let's try it. God, I can't remember where the pit's gonna be. There's gonna be a pit at some point, and we're gonna fall through it, and that's gonna be frustrating. If you fall into that pit, you're stuck fighting a bunch of enemies. I have to... What am I doing? I've got a screw attack. I shouldn't fear any of these enemies. Oh, these are new enemies, by the way. Side hoppers. Classic enemy that should not have been put in Metroid RM. That was supposed to have a serious story. That's another thing that confused me about Metroid RM. It was like supposed to be a return to form for Metroid, because that's just like what it described it as. And he puts these stupid enemies into the game when they're completely inappropriate. It's supposed to be a serious story, Metroid RM. You can't have a serious story with enemies as stupid as these. Like, that's the original design, you know? That's why he wanted them, because that's what they look like. And he feels as though Metroid Prime... That's just my opinion, of course it's probably wrong, but... He felt that the designs of Prime games, like the priors and stuff, they were inappropriate. Meanwhile, he reuses the old classic designs of all of these enemies, which are not appropriate if you ask me. They're all way too cartoony. They don't work. Yeah, that's where the hole is. We have to go here if we want to go to the other side. I think. Pretty sure. Yep. So in case you're wondering how you go here, it's like this. Of course, you're not supposed to go here to defeat Ridley, but details. Now here's the tank, and I believe there's 3. Yeah, right there. There were 3 things that were open. Now we gotta go here. And unfortunately, I don't believe we can get that tank by going from the left. In fact, we're pretty much going on a huge detour. Unfortunately. But I'll try to get that tank anyway. Going to the back door, if it's possible. Is this not avoidable damage? No, of course. Also, yeah, this enemy appeared in Meteos. Huh. You know what? I want to say I like Meteos, which is a game made by... Oh, goddammit. Oh, well, so much for getting the tank. I want to say I like Meteos, which is on the DS. It's like a Tetris stack, Puyo Pop, something like that. I want to say I like it, but it gets boring really quickly. And that's tragic. Because it's a really creative game, but... Even though it's got some single-player content, some story, it gets frustrating and boring really quickly. Because I had a huge urge to play that game a while ago. Let's say, well, it was more like months ago, but details. I had a huge urge to play that game. Oh, god damn it. And it sucks. After a while, it gets boring, and I suddenly didn't feel like playing anymore. At all. Like, seriously. Well, even with a screw attack, I get screwed. Like, how the hell do they expect you to go through this without getting hit? I suppose if you have got the ice beam. Also, probably because there's a passage up there that you can use that is safe. By the way, I could use save states because this is on the Wii U. I'm playing Zero Mission on the Virtual Console. But I'm not going to. That would be cheating. Like, you can't, this is my personal opinion, but you can't really enjoy a game if you're using save states. You can't enjoy the failure that the developers planned for you to go through, you know? The corridor here is really tight, unfortunately. No, what I'm probably... If I go through to try to get that tank again, I'm probably gonna screw up again, too. But I know it's like... the 3 spaces from the tank is where the pit starts. And it's only 2 tiles big, I want to say. Hopefully. Anyway, Ridley's over here. Yes, we're gonna fight him with 42 health. Ow! That's unavoidable damage. God damn it. Oh god, they only give 5 health. Okay, that one gave 20 health. Ridley is really, really easy, particularly with the ice beam. Missiles help defeat him faster. I'm using the missiles right now because those enemies hurt a lot, and some of them are going to be coming towards me. And the area is too small for me to use the screw attack on them. Because unlike the other games in the Metroid series, the screw attack only takes effect when your character is somersaulting. When you're just jumping upwards like this, it doesn't count. It's not the screw attack. So careful. I've got a lot of help, but not a lot of missiles. Also, another pit. Ew. Actually, am I going in a circle? I think I just went in a circle. I think I missed Ridley. Oops. Okay. Well, we'll try for the energy tank again then. And if I screw up again, well, forget the energy tank. I don't need it to beat the game. I'm pretty sure. Gotta do this. Well, don't gotta, but it helps. God damn it, I hate slipping off. Oh, we were going towards Ridley. Okay, fair enough. So Ridley, he uses fireballs to defeat you, and if you're stupid enough to run into him, you can freeze the fireballs, and while they're frozen, he can't do anything. Seriously, you can't do anything, and you can stay on the fireballs, but the fireballs do unfreeze eventually, and that's when you gotta freeze them again. And then you can start the process over. Yeah, that's it. That's Ridley. That's all he does. I'm stuck in the fireball, unfortunately. If the fireballs hit you, guess what? They're gonna disappear, and you're really gonna fire some more. You probably don't want to fall in the lava. That's probably gonna hurt. Ridley. How did you end up being so popular? His sprite's supposed to look like a dragon, but the artist responsible for like showcasing what the enemies look like in the manual, he really messed up. Anyway, I'm gonna have to go through here now. Yep. No, really can't do anything. Aw, come on. More fireballs. They're all frozen. Die, Ridley. Okay, weird quirk about the original Metroid. Once you defeat a boss, you get a bunch of missiles. Y'all see I've gotten 94 now? That's kind of crazy. Also, these are purple doors. Or, it looks like a purple door. I think there's a purple door, or a couple of purple doors, that take 25 missiles to open. So that's fun. By the way, there's an invisible floor below you here. At least I think there was. Yeah, there is. Also an energy tank right here. Now, I'm gonna try for the other one again, but if I screw up, we'll ignore them. Because I don't have much time to spare. I want to beat this game in under 2 hours. I said I would beat it in 50 minutes, but I messed up quite a few times, unfortunately. Y'all saw Samus's sprite there? Just standing looking at us. Someone make a creepypasta about that. They probably did. Do people still do creepypastas? I kind of want to check it out. People want me to do a creepypasta about Splatoon 2. Because, you know, Octolings and Squids are together or something like that. Callie being rainwashed, I don't know. I guess, to be honest, I'm probably going to revive the one I was supposed to do a long time ago. Got the time for it now. The problem is that fanfic, let's call it, that I did, I did it in like one night. Like I scrambled to get some footage and it was really bare minimum. Most of the footage was just like it was really bare, you know. It didn't really fit the story. That's the problem with the other story I've got in mind. It would require some different footage. And it would work better if playable Octolings was a thing. I suppose if I hack Splatoon 1, I can have playable Octolings. Anyway, this is annoying. I'm gonna morph ball through this. What I'm trying to say is that the Splatoon 2 creepypasta may or may not happen. I can't guarantee anything. You know what? I should have done team chat for this. Watch. Yeah, it would have required me to stream the game though. Maybe in private. No, you know what? It's probably not a good idea. There's a reason I didn't do team chat for this. Because, well, actually, no. You know what? I can stream in a private server or unlisted server. And then have team chat and that will be recorded. And then I do the video later. Yeah, I could do that. That would work. Maybe I'll do that for the other games. Have someone commentate with me. Make things less boring. And keep me from complaining about Sakamoto all the time. Like, seriously. You know what? I want to say that Metroid Other M is not that bad a game. I enjoyed it. I beat hard mode, so that means I must have enjoyed it to some extent. But the story was bad. And trying to retcon Metroid Prime is bad. Don't do that. Ever. They're great games. I think you have to go all the way up there. Somewhere. To actually get that missile. We'll check it. We don't need missiles anymore though. 94 is plenty for the rest of the game. Okay, so I think it's well, how to get a missile is that you have to drop into that shaft where the energy tank is, and you go right instead of left. But the entire reason I went left first is because I knew I had to go left to actually continue to loop back to fight Ridley, you know? This is a different place too. I don't recognize this place. Oh, god damn it. Gosh, I hope the game doesn't crash. It can't happen for old games like these. Okay, so we're back here. Now we're gonna try for the energy tank again. One more time. If I screw up, too bad, so sad. So right here. Oh my god, the jump button didn't come out. What the hell? I'm tempted to really try again. Y'all realize that? I really, really am. Well, I still have another chance, actually. Through those platforms. But I'm going over here because I'm frustrated. Oh, wow, this is different. No, what? I want to see if I can make this jump. And I have to use save states for this, but... no, I don't have to use save states. You know what? Let's just try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. No. I went here. Oh, yeah, I figured it would be impossible. That's boring. But how do you go there, then? Well, for what it's worth, by going here first, we're actually gonna make it back to the loop faster. Like, if I had gone to the left, I would have been Ridley. I'm pretty sure, yeah, the missile would have been in there, right? But how do you go there? I probably missed an obvious passage. Who knows? Well, for what it's worth, by finding this shortcut through the loop here, I can save a lot of time and probably try for the energy tank one more time. It's so lame that the jump button doesn't come out, though. Because you think it's like Turok, which I did a let's play of a while ago, where you get a couple of seconds where you can jump off of the platform. But I suppose ultimately it's just because I see these platforms and I don't see the ones in that room. Yeah, you can't jump after you're off the platform. Of course, unless you do the bomb jump. That's different. Okay. Jump early. There we go. That's how you get this energy tank. And over here is a bunch of nonsense. Let's ignore it. Let's get out of here. Actually, getting a game over right now wouldn't be a bad idea. Because it respawned us in the elevator, you know? Actually, I think you can do a soft reset. By the way, how many people do you think tried to morph ball through that passage up there, thinking that's how you go all the way over here? Huh? Also, goodness, it does go to the end. I thought you had to find that hole in the middle, but yeah, there's one right here. Out. Get me out of this place. Out of Lower Norfair and back to Norfair. Upper Norfair? I don't know. So it was pretty easy for me to find my way back to into Lower Norfair and out of it too. However, if you don't know that it's here, you're gonna be searching for a while. And like the entire left side of the Norfair, not Lower Norfair, it's frustrating. There's lots of power-ups, fine, tons of missiles, but they're all worthless. Nope, don't want them, don't need them. In fact, I'm pretty much loaded now. I've got all the necessary power-ups. The only thing I haven't checked out is the wave beam, and it's disappointing, to say the least. Did I say it's disappointing? It's actually better as a gun than the ice beam. And for some people, they'd rather have it than the ice beam because you don't actually have to defeat the Metroids to beat the game. In this one, in Zero Mission, you have to defeat them because they lock the doors. Not supposed to go here. The thing about the wave beam is that I personally don't like it, even though it hits hard and stuff. I think it has to do with the fact that, besides the fact that you can't defeat the Metroids with the wave beam, it's not easy to hit enemies with. Yeah, I guess that's it. But I note how the Screwtack can't defeat those flying things. That's absolutely disgusting. Also, it's over here to have to go. Were these supposed to be clouds? These platforms? They look like clouds. Y'all agree they look like clouds? They're probably supposed to be stones or pebbles that are all huddled up together and float, but I think they were supposed to be clouds. Or, no, they were supposed to be what I said before, but they look like clouds, you know? They really do. Anyway, out of Norfair completely now. We're back in Brinstar. Now we gotta go to Kraid. Yeah, that's what it's called. Kraid's Lair. It's called Kraid, actually. Just Kraid. Seriously, in Zero Mission, it's just called Kraid. Like, appropriately, it would be called Kraid's Lair, but... Kraid. You have to be ready for Kraid. He's tough. Really tough. And for us to be ready, we need to get one more energy tank, even though we don't really need one more. Also, bring a lot of missiles. Bring a lot of missiles. And the good news is that we can get an energy tank on the way to Kraid. Well, for the most part. I think we're gonna have to maybe ignore the shaft that leads to Kraid first. But just for a bit. I've been playing for over an hour now. I said I would beat this game in 15 minutes or something. I don't know why I said that. I guess it just felt like I beat it in 15 minutes a long time ago. I guess I was playing really hardcore, maybe. Like only getting the bare minimum. But when I said 15 minutes, I thought, playing casually, I can beat this game in 15 minutes. Well, no, it's only when I'm really trying. And only if I, like, remember where all this stuff is. Anyway, the energy tank I'm talking about is somewhere up here. Yeah, right here. To get it, you need the help of something. Like, it's really high up, you know? I guess with bomb jumps, maybe? Maybe. Wow, you don't... Bomb jump doesn't seem to register the high jump. Yeah, it does. Sometimes. No, we're supposed to use an enemy. Come on. I keep wasting time trying to do that, but we're supposed to use the help of an enemy to get that. Maybe these things. Except I can't freeze these things. God damn it, how do you get that? Ugh. It's a super secret energy tank, you know, kinda. Yeah, we're supposed to use this enemy. This enemy. Come on down. No, over here. Come on down over here. Yes. There we go. Perfect. Yay. Now we got 4 energy tanks. Technically speaking, 499 health or something. Yeah, 499 health, because I'm pretty sure once you reach 0 energy, you die. Do you? Actually, I'm not sure. And I'm not gonna test it, but I'm not sure if you die at 0 health or if you go at like lowered at 0 health. Because you can have 0 health with an energy tank. Anyway, Kraid's lair is right over here. It looks like he's gonna be a giant turtle of sorts, but not quite. This music is awesome, by the way. Really, really cool. I still like it, even in this tune, even this long after the game's been released. As for how to get to Kraid, left. Go left. Actually, I think this is just gonna lead to a dead end, but details. Yeah, I think it just leads to these missiles or something. Yeah, missiles have splash damage or something. Well, maybe not splash damage, but you can hit 2 enemies with them. Okay, no dead end. But in the Zero Mission version, it leads to a save point. And if you find a secret passage, you can get missiles or something. And then it's a dead end for sure. Anyway, fake lava. Now we go here. Now we see this guy. Interesting. Make sure to bomb... Not this, but rather... this. Yep, that's where you have to go to fight Kraid. I think there's another way to go all the way to Kraid, but it's longer. Yep, that's Kraid right there. Let's beat him. 1 hit. That's all it took. Just kidding. That's fake Kraid. It actually became a joke in Super Metroid, where you fight a mini-sized Kraid, or normal-sized as you would otherwise think if you had played Metroid 1 first, and then you go into the boss room and suddenly he's huge, and look at all we can do with the Super Nintendo now. Kraid actually looks like a Godzilla now. Yeah, that's what Kraid is. Basically a Godzilla. I think I have to bomb one more place right here. Yes. Ow. Yep. Say hello to Kraid. So, he's got these stains in front of him. They block shots. So, what you want to do to beat him is to go right in front of his face and keep firing missiles. I'm serious. That's the strategy I recommend. If you actually want to beat him fair without ever getting hit, feel free to try. But personally, if you got the missiles and the energy, just go right in front of his face. Keep slamming missiles into him. And you'll win. See, I only needed 2 energy tanks. But speaking of energy tanks, there's one right here. It's gonna be tough to get out of here too, but details. Okay. Yeah, you cannot just hold right. You have to roll into that spot in a very specific manner. You need the momentum for it. There we go. Had to use bombs to help me get the momentum right. So now we got 5 energy tanks. We're well prepared to fight the final boss because it's not as tough as this one was. Seriously, some people consider Kraid to be tougher than the final boss. I kind of want to disagree, but I can see why some people would think so. Because if you try to fight Kraid fairly, it's hard to damage him, and Mother Brain, she's a brain in a jar. She stands still. They hadn't thought to make her animated in this, like the older, in this game, in Metroid. You know? They hadn't thought, oh, well, let's make Metroid, I mean, Mother Brain, this super giant walking old woman. Yeah, that's what Sakamoto originally drawn or has, or designed her as, or I don't know. It looks cool in the final product, but gosh. Sakamoto, you dummy. Thank God you had so much people helping you making Super Metroid. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, y'all remember that shaft I was talking about where you had to practice these kind of jumps? This is that shaft. Practice. And make sure to read when these blocks respawn, because otherwise you're going back down very, very often. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with this shaft, like seriously. It's funny because in the Zero Mission, they added the speed booster and they turned this shaft into, hey, you can use the speed booster here to get through this place immediately. Isn't this cool? People who never played the original Metroid will not understand the joke behind it, you know? Of course, you might screw up and not be able to use the speed booster anyway, but details. Oh my god, come on. At least I landed back on this platform. It's a pretty long shaft, but we're almost at the top. Almost. Whew. We just want to get out, really. There's some doors we can go on the sides. We only want this one. Now, we've got 45 minutes to get the Mother Brain and finish her off, so we can get the best ending, so let's mosey. Honestly, it feels weird to call it the best ending. It's more like the ending, Samus is the least disappointed in you. Weird to describe it as that, but that's what it feels like for me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was not supposed to do that. You're supposed to use these. You need the ice beam for this. If you want to continue all the way over here. Yeah, we're going up this because I'm pretty sure at the top is the elevator. Or something like it. Look at all these doors I'm not going through just because I got the Kraid almost immediately. I knew the shortcut. I'm pretty positive there's a way around that involves not going through the fake lava and passage hidden under the door, but why would you go through all of that? Don't you want to get the best ending? Anyway, here's the thing that I feel Metroid Zero Mission improved about the original Metroid. Like, it's you cannot contest it. It's a clear improvement. And it's something that the detractors want to say that the original Metroid has over Zero Mission, but this is where I disagree. See, detractors of Zero Mission, which is the remake of Metroid, they say that the original Metroid gives you no hand-holding. It's unlimited freedom. You can do whatever you want, and you're not shown what you need to do. You need to explore, and you need to figure out everything for yourself. That is true. That is true. But it's easy to get lost. And I'm sure that's something they can agree with. It's easy to get lost in this game. Now, what do y'all think I need to do now? I need to go to the final boss room, right? The final boss area. Where do you think it is, huh? That's the thing. It's easy to get lost and not know where the final boss area is. Where you're supposed to go, where you're supposed to search for it. Is it Norfair? Is it Lower Norfair? Is it in Kraid? Is it a completely different area that's connected to Brinstar? Well, yeah, it's the latter. And it's actually really early on where you can find that area where you need to go through. But it's easy to miss. Like, I'm sure you could understand that, especially with all the secrets in this game where you go through this random tile and you can break it and suddenly the virus suit is behind them. It's like that. Except no, it's not. It's actually in an obvious spot, but it's easy to miss despite that. I'm sure you can all agree. Most of you. And although detractors of the Zero Mission remake would argue that you're supposed to explore for it, I think that Zero Mission showing you and forcing you to see where you need to go to finish the game was great and important, because otherwise you probably think the game was over once you've beaten those two bosses. Once you think you found all the secrets, you wouldn't even think that there was actually an ending to this game, because some games just didn't have endings back then, you know? I better stock up on missiles just in case. I think 130 is the number I've got. No, more. Okay. We'll need a lot of missiles for the final area called Turian. Need a lot of missiles. Not so much health. But maybe a lot of health. It depends on how much we screw up, because we'll be facing the Metroids. And the way you escape them is using the good old Morph Ball bomb trick, but it's kind of buggy and hard to understand. And it's easy to get stuck on the Metroid again. But that's probably part of the challenge. Anyway. Wasted a missile. Once you see this room, you know that you're supposed to go here to finish the game. Because you see these two statues and clearly that's these two bosses, and once you defeat them, oh, you can do stuff with these statues. No? By the way, if you fall into the lava below, you'll probably die. Especially if you don't have the high jump. Pretty creepy music, I like it. I especially like the music that plays when you're in Mother Brain's room. Okay, what is wrong with my palette right now? I was like blue. I think that's normal. Anyway, you freeze a Metroid, 5 missiles, they're dead. They're pretty fast. And what they drop is actually really useful. If they drop a missile, it restores like 25 or something. A lot, that's sure. 30. Okay, that's good. That's very good, actually. You don't want to get caught by a Metroid because it's hard to like escape from them when that happens. But you don't have to fight them. However, you need a lot of missiles to open this door. It's actually an orange door. Oh. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a purple door in Super Metroid or Zero Mission. I remember purple doors. Also, these are Cheerios. I think they're called Zepetites. I'm not sure, but it's what Mother Brain is using to attack you. Oh, by the way, you can use the screw attack to reflect Metroids while they're trying to get you. Not always effective, unfortunately. And the screw attack doesn't last forever, so you don't want to try doing that forever. Don't feel too shy about firing while you're moving ahead. You might hit a Metroid before they come into view. Even though that's impossible because this is the NES and Metroids and enemies in general don't activate until they're on screen. You know, because otherwise the game would lag all the time. I need more missiles. Drop missiles. These things don't damage a lot, but they do appear out of nowhere. Annoyingly enough. It's like right here. They appear right in the way. Cool, missiles. Yep, just going through the same passages over and over and over. It's so fun. Now I've got Metroids, but we can ignore them. Yes, even that one. We're getting close. I think this is the last corridor before Mother Brain herself. Oh, goddammit. Oh, cool, I froze all of them. Yeah, that's cool. Unfortunately, none of them dropped missiles like I wanted them to. That one did. So yeah, Metroids are a pretty powerful enemy in 2D Metroids. Well, not other M, that's for sure. Just because they're hard to escape and they only can be defeated in this certain way. In Prime, they really kind of nerfed them because you don't necessarily have the Ice Beam by the time you encounter your first Metroid. So they made it vulnerable to all weaponry. But especially vulnerable to the Ice Beam anyway. So yeah, there's these things, I'm not sure what they're called, but you have to keep hitting them with missiles to defeat them, or destroy them. And they regenerate over time, so that makes it doubly annoying. You want to keep firing from here, really. But you keep getting hit by those stupid things around you. You know? Anyway, that took so many missiles, like goddamn. You might notice that there's these Cheerios going around me right now. There can only be 3 at once on screen. So if you freeze them, they won't move and they won't respawn until they finally unfreeze and, you know, so there needs to be another one. Unfortunately, these shots never disappear. God, I hope I'm hitting it from here. It's not. Cool. I think that was the last one. Oh, by the way, if you glitch through the first one, the other ones won't be there. Wish I could do that glitch. Oh, God damn. There we go. I'm pretty sure that was the last one. 67. Oh, come on. There's one more. There aren't that many in Super Metroid. Or any other Metroid. Some people really want to see this recreated in 3D for Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, because Metroid Prime 3 Corruption had the Aurora AI, something like that, and one of them goes evil or something. I don't know. Like, there was hype for it. There was one of the preview videos. Oh, god damn it. Regenerated completely almost. Stupid shots that get me off the platform and the Zeptites or Cheerios. Now they're in the way is the problem. I died? I hadn't even noticed that my health was draining that quickly. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, I was so busy paying attention to my missiles that I hadn't even noticed that I was losing health that quickly. Okay. Well, guess what? I start back at the beginning of Turian with only 30 health, but the Metroids drop a lot of health, so they're good for farming, assuming I don't get caught by the first one in my way. I still have time to get the best ending. Just gonna farm a bit. Okay, back here. I seriously don't know how I was being dealt that much damage so quickly. Maybe it was a glitch? I don't know. We'll have to go back through the footage to see how I died like that. Because I swear to God, with 5 energy tanks, I should not have died whatsoever. Anyway, yeah. They deal 15 damage per hit, which is a lot. Well, not lie, it is a lot. But it's not... It shouldn't be enough to just send me all the way down to this little health. Oh, I suppose maybe it is. I just didn't notice. Anyway, for the final part, Mother Brain herself, which she's right over there. You want to freeze 3 of those things. Cheerios. In appropriate spots. I'm messing up right now. Freeze this one. Freeze this one. Oh, come on. 1. 2. Ah, 2 is enough. Okay. Now you want to stand right. Come on. Keep messing up. Wow. Because I'm so nervous. There we go. Now, there. Perfect. You want this to be set up like this way because that way the Cheerios won't respawn anytime soon, and that gives you a lot of free hits on Mother Brain. If you fall in the lava right in front of her, you're gonna get hurt a lot. But you can also stay in front of her thing right here like this, which also gives you a lot of easy shots. But you have to hit inside the vase. Anyway, she's low on health now. She's lightly animated. Once she's dead, all of the stuff that's being fired around you will be gone. Oh my god, I'm almost gonna die. Come on. Oh my god. Oh, son of a... One more hit and I'm dead. Okay, whatever. We're gonna try again. I destroyed the last Zepatite wall, whatever it is, and now I can just focus on Mother Brain herself. I apologize for screwing up so badly, but gosh. Okay, so it took a couple of game overs, but now I'm back here. Got all my tanks filled up. Need to play carefully. Freeze those things. So there won't be another one that will be generated right away. Until it goes off screen, then be generated immediately. For Mother Brain, as I said, or was saying, you want to freeze 3 of those things, because there can only be 3 at once on screen. Freeze them, not destroy them. And then you can just like stay here. And have a lot of free shots on Mother Brain without being bothered by those stupid things. But like, this is something I realized just now while doing this. The controls are too slippery. Part of the reason why I don't like the original Metroid is because the controls are way too slippery. Samus slides around everywhere once she gets hit. And it's so freaking apparent when you're hit by those things. That's why I prefer Zero Mission. Yeah, I actually don't mind the setup we got here because even if I get hit, yeah, finally. See? Once it's set up properly, you easily destroy Mother Brain and everything disappears after a second. Anyway, Time Bomb said, get out fast. I really don't like that I had to go through 2 game overs or whatever. Did I get a game over while going around? Like in Lore and Fair? Maybe. I don't remember. I really don't, even though it's been probably less than an hour. I'm really embarrassed that I got some game overs. But it happens. You have to take some L's. Some losses. It's a bitter pill to swallow. But there's this difference between people who just like decide, oh, it's ruined forever. Stop now, start all over, and try again. And there's the people who continue, you know, they struggle on. Anyway, that section back there is really frustrating for some people who are not used to the jumping controls, because like the developers give you like 999 seconds in this game's time, and yeah, they expect you to screw up often. Anyway, great, you fulfilled your mission, you'll survive peace in space, but it may be invaded by the other Metroid. Other M? Pray for true peace in space. No, Other M is a freaking anagram of Mother Sakamoto. You're a freaking idiot. Like, Jesus Christ, what the hell were you smoking? Anyway, beat the game under 2 hours. That means Samus reveals that she's a woman. She's a brunette, and she wears pink. Also, she has no eyes or face or anything, really. Weird. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was just a last-minute decision to turn Samus into a woman. They decided, oh, well, here, we made a pinup girl to congratulate the people who played this game at the end. But you know what? What if it was the same person they were playing as? Ooh. But you know, for better or for worse, it happened. And it made history. I mean, it's the entire reason this game survived all the way until... Well, it's still going on, like, seriously. Where the hell are you, Sakamoto? For some reason, all of the people that are being credited here, their names weren't translated well, or they were using nicknames, maybe. Like, I know in the Legend of Zelda credits, Miyamoto is not listed as Miyamoto. It's kind of funny that way. Yamamoto. Satoru Okada. Gunpei Yokoi, rest in peace. Yes, I guess Sakamoto might not have been credited at all, but there was an interview about it. It was specifically mentioned that he worked on this game. Not Metroid 2, though. But yeah, of course, that's going to be rectified once Metroid Return to Samus is released. Which I am excited for it. I will try it, but I probably won't be able to do a playthrough of it because it's on the 3DS and I haven't modded my 3DS so that it can record footage, and I don't really want to bother emulating the console. Maybe in the future, like much later on, but no. Anyway, I had fun with the game despite my frustration at the end because I screwed up against Mother Brain twice. Next time, Metroid 2. Maybe not immediately afterwards, but later on. Okay? Hope you've all enjoyed this video. All I have to say. Bye-bye. As a one last thing, if you beat the game under 2 hours and start a new game, you get to play as Samus. Also, although she's green-haired now. Although that's probably because the arm cannon is green and therefore pellet mutations, you know? You also start pretty damn overpowered. No missiles, but you already got the ice beam bombs. Actually, I think you got everything. You just get, like, you have to restart with the missiles and stuff. But there's this code called Justin Bailey. Really, really good. You probably want to use it. It gives you a bunch of missiles, makes you play as Zero Suit Samus, quote unquote, and gives you most of the power-ups. That's it. That's it. The video's over. Bye-bye!